First up, right up at the front, is congratulations to Royal Challengers Bengaluru. For all of you that said the stars will align, 18, and in the 18th year, well, it's finally happened. And I tell you what, I couldn't be happier for VK, Virat Kohli, number 18, and for Royal Challengers Bengaluru, because in the course of this season anyway, they have shown their resilience along with all their skills. Put together a really good team, and having done so, managed to ensure that all those players perform optimally at the critical times. It's a team effort, obviously. It has to be a team effort. And I'll quote Andy Flower, who is head coach. Not just him, it's him and a group of others all together to try and kind of get the ship going in the right direction. And he said it was fulfilling for him because it's against 9 other really good teams. He said very good teams. So yeah, who gets it right at the critical moments will then be able to build on that and get to what is the crux of it all, the crescendo, which is the final. And if you can repeat all of that in terms of a culmination, you get to win the final as well. So congratulations, all you Bengaluru supporters. Yeah, nice one. I hope that you are happy. I must say though, yeah, it just comes to mind right now that sometimes, as has happened, as has been the case, that excitement has turned to disaster really, with a few people losing their lives in celebration and all of that with the stampede in Bengaluru. It's very sad. Condolences, deepest sympathies to family and to friends. It really shouldn't happen. If we could avoid it all, I suppose that's what we'd do, ensure that it would be avoided. Blame game doesn't help those who are gone. So yeah, sad state of affairs, and probably will forever have a bit of, a tinge of sourness actually to the whole occasion, which is rather unfortunate. But condolences and deepest sympathies to all those family and friends. May God comfort you in this rather rough time. Why did they win it? I suppose that's the question. Who was like their main player? Can you name who the main guy was? Could you say there was a main guy? Is the reason they win it because you can't really say there is a main guy? Probably. In times past, RCB have had great batters, and you saw them all celebrating. A.B. de Villiers, Chris Gale, the universe boss, and as well as Virat Kohli all together, because they remember all the way back in the day, right? And how hard it has been chasing this one. But what's kind of always been missing has always been like this collective. If you look at the way their team was set up all the way throughout this time around, Virat Kohli and Phil Salt up at the top, and whew, what about that catch? What about staying calm under pressure like that and just completing it no trouble? Unbelievable, really critical time in the game as well. So yeah, that's me digressing. But him and Virat Kohli, those starts, not milestones. You don't have to get 50s. You have to ensure that in the power play you're effective and you can get the team off to a good start. There's a solidity with Virat and all the way through the season. Once again, just piling on the runs in terms of the season. Does it season after season, has done it season after season for RCB, and yet they'd failed to win. So this time around, the complement of players all around. As you go down that order, actually, Livingston played well in the final. I thought they might miss Tim David. I thought that would be kind of the little gap that might trip them up, but it didn't. They managed to get back on track, trust him, even though in the game before they might have gone, ooh, not so sure if he's going to be the guy. Played well in that final. I think Rajat Patidar um, in that middle order was particularly important. Jitesh Sharma as well, behind the stump. And those two, by the way, were inseparable. You'd see them talking all the time on the field. Yes, off the field, maybe not everybody's talking all together, but on the field, I think Jitesh Sharma played a really big part in kind of keeping Skipper comfortable. Yes, he'd talk to all the others as well in terms of trying to figure out, advice here and there where he might not have been sure. Quiet, understated, the pair of them. And even though the others might have got the accolades, their role was particularly important. There's a guy further down still. Yes, you'll go to Tim David, Romario Shepherd. Krunal Pandya, player of the match in the final. And as you went around through the course of the tournament, I tell you what, he was the guy because he is a winner. He is smart, street smart. He's got skills. He kind of goes about his business quietly and somewhat innocuously, and therefore is underrated by many. Not by his team, I don't think. I think his team value him really highly. And even in that final, it's his performance in that final. If you had to pick one out, it is his. That kind of makes the biggest difference because in a score that's around 190 for you to win by just 6 runs in the end. And some will say, oh yeah, some of those lusty blows are right at the back end. It just goes to show you they were 1-2 deliveries away, really, even though it kind of seemed like it was gone some time before that. So yeah, Krunal Pandya, absolutely fantastic, contributing with bat, contributing with ball, contributing also out in the field with catches. Obviously, he'll have advice to give here, there, and everywhere whenever it is asked of him. So yeah, an important player and did really well. Once again, a winner. I say once again a winner because with Mumbai Indians, he too won, right? And now here he is once again, winning again. It's brilliant, isn't it? Phil Salt's another one. Last year he won. This year he's won. Kolkata Knight Riders last year. This year he's with Royal Challengers Bengaluru. And away they go with the title. Bhuvi as well as Hazelwood. I think Hazelwood particularly important. As a combination, they were fantastic. Really good at the start. And then as things went along, teams kind of thought they might have figured out how to, combat them. But when it counts most, what you want are experienced players, experienced bowlers who can be calm under pressure and know that, hey, this can happen, that can happen, but I know what I can do and I will do it because that's what's required on the big occasion. Yeah, both him, Bhuvi, and Josh Hazelwood were a fantastic partnership. Yeah, there were others. When you look at all the other teams, there were others, but in this group, it just all rather gelled very well. Sia Sharma, I like him a lot actually, as a complement to Krunal Pandya. Think of Yash Dayal. Yeah, he too, decent kind of contributions here and there. I think I mentioned Romario Shepherd, Tim David. You can go through their squad and they're just little performances here and there. I say little in the context of a whole season. It's like one here, one there. There are certain constants that you get, but everyone chipping in from all over the place. So if they were to look at their team and say, who's our team, our player of the season in RCB, I think it'd be quite difficult for them to figure that out because it's not really just a case of number of wickets or weight of runs or how many catches you take and all of that. It's in the critical moments who shifted the game. And you'll find there are many of them in different moments that managed to shift the game in their favor and therefore have all of that add up to them being IPL 2025 champions. Again, congratulations. The word on the other teams, actually, before we sign off. Biggest thing for me, actually, as I think about it, where were you when you were 14? That's not going to leave me, I tell you what. Vaibhav Suryavanshi, 14, and turning up and managed to get himself a century, strike at that strike rate, and really didn't look out of place against the big boys on the big stage. So yeah, that's lovely to see. Enjoyed watching Prasidh Krishna, enjoyed watching Noor Ahmed, enjoyed watching Sai Sudarshan and Shubman Gill going well together. I must also mention Yashasvi Jaiswal, a start that wasn't so great and then picked up and went along. I'll say Ayush Matre. You know why? Because the ship off course, and then he comes into the team and shows what his talent is like. Devil Brevis as well for CSK. Those two be looking at very closely next year to see how they go and what they do with their team. The four teams that ended up at the top were the four best teams. I think that is fair to say. They got things right. They generally seem to be the calmer teams. And, the break, enforced as it was, might have derailed the other teams. And this is not to take anything away from RCB. I think it's kudos to them, actually, because they spent such a long time without playing and still managed to get back on the horse and carry on almost as if nothing had happened, where the others couldn't quite seem to do that. It looked like, Punjab, maybe they did, maybe they didn't. That loss first up was like a really heavy loss. It was like, ooh, hold on. It's as if they've kind of, forgotten how to do it, overawed by the occasion. For GT just didn't look at the races for the last few games, actually, that they played. And it was a little bit of a surprise because the expectation was that they were going to clinch first place and they're first sort of team to qualify and all of that. And then Mumbai Indians, it was a surprise they didn't go all the way. It was a little bit of a surprise for many, actually, because once they put that 6 in a row together and then just looked like they'd got every part of their game sorted out and were well on their way, it looked like it would have been pretty difficult to stop them. It did take a special effort from Punjab Kings to stop them. Shreyas Iyer, I've got to commend him, actually. I think he was fantastic through the course of the season. Just as captain, just his calmness, seems to be able to touch all the right spots and to make the right decisions at the right time. And keep his team going, keep his team in the game, shift the game, and so forth. All in all, pretty enjoyable season. It was nice to see the other teams that sort of fell off the bus come back. SRH, show us how they can play. Delhi Capitals, started well. Close games they should have lost, they won. And then as you went along, I was like, oh dear, what's gone on there? Rajasthan, I worry for them. Hopefully things will be better next year. Everybody will be hoping for better next year. LSG started so well. All those hitters in their team. Kolkata Knight Riders, defending champions, just couldn't put that puzzle together. And so things sort of unravel and they just seem to keep trying to catch up with everything rather than getting to what is a stable base. In the end, I suppose, it's the most stable team in that one because you look at their performances, you'll say win away from home, and they played more away from home than they did at home in the course of the season, and they won. So, can't begrudge them it. Must congratulate RCB. Kudos to them. Congratulations to Virat. Absolutely fantastic by them, their support staff, and no doubt this one has been an epic, as they seemingly all are. It's nice, isn't it, that there is a new winner this time around. I think that's always nice. Signing out, IPL 2025. Done. Ciao.